Oh, the humanity. Leonardo, Claudia, Tony, Genki, Ronreal, living on the edge. Why did I do the theta with living on the edge? I don't know. Because I'm crazy. Genki, what's going on? It's going to get chaotic. I cannot confirm or deny any opinions on what Danica is wearing today. Although, if you go and check out her YouTube channel, I did post a tweet that talked about her. She's got a podcast and she's talking about the existence of how to identify reptilian shapeshifters. I kid you not. Type in that into YouTube and you will see Danica Patrick engaging that meaningfully, even like that could be a thing. We've got ourselves a Grand Prix and a qualifying session at Spain, Circuit Catalunya, or however they say it. I should know how to say that because I studied Catalan once upon a time, but I didn't study it very well. It's going to get techie. It looks like it could be chaos. Carlos Sainz topping out the timing sheets in FP3. Lewis looks good. Ferrari have come good all of a sudden. Charles Leclerc looks like he's racy and ready to push. It's going to get techie, and I'm here for it each and every single time to watch it with you guys. Oh, the humanity. Let me do one of these. Make sure I'm lit properly. Vladius, another fine Spanish Grand Prix. We need Pastor Maldonado to say a prayer over the circuit. Oh, the humanity guy. We can hear you. Let's go, guy. Let us go. There were some things that I wanted to say about Flavio that I didn't cover in my previous one. With these streams, sometimes it's impossible to cover them comprehensively because you're juggling too many subject topic balls and then you come back and you miss something. And this is the art of the engaging monologue that I'm trying to perfect in real time. Increment for improve, perfect. But no, Flavio, I think there's a contradiction in terms in the way that F1 sees itself and the way that the extent to which it gatekeeps, right? It almost wants to have an introspective look at itself and understand its most recent history. How can a sports formula have so many infractions? Mention no names is Exhibit A. How do about Abu Dhabi 21? Das, Fuelgate with Ferrari, FIA with the bloody Ferrari international assistance for the longest time, Michael Schumacher at Monaco many moons ago, Nico Rosberg at Monaco in qualifying many moons ago, so too Schumacher 97, Jerez, Schumacher 94, Adelaide 1989, Senna and Prost 1990, Senna and Prost, Balestre years, Bernie Eccleston doing madness, Max Mosley doing madness. F1 is chaos, is it not? Like, how is F1 not chaos? So for Damon Hill to do one of the to all of a sudden become a gatekeeper, as if Formula One is somehow holier than thou, when it has not, nor has it ever been anything of the sort. And I don't do well with hypocrisy, and I've got to call it out. I'm allergic to it. Indeed, Genki. Explain everything in extreme detail, please. Danica's Genki, I cannot. Genki, you're trying to get man cancelled out here. What's going on, Jomo, moderator extraordinaire? Wasted money to add Danica. Let's talk about Danica very quickly. You know, I'd planned to make a video on Danica, but I cannot. It feels really mean. It would sound, this is the old bloody isms conversation that we have so often, right? Even though I'd be aiming quite valid criticisms at Danica in making this video, many people would watch it and be like, well, Cameron's just, this is misogyny, Cameron, or sexism. It's hard to traverse the very fine line between valid criticism and isms, sexism, misogyny. It's just really hard. Although, if we're going to have a conversation, listen, and the joke is, I watched a video the other day with a view to make this video about Danica, because I'm not a big Danica fan, at least as a broadcast. I don't know her as a person, so it'd be inappropriate for me to comment on her personality. Or I understand that she's quite fringe. I mean, you've got to be quite fringe to make a video on your own channel where you engage meaningfully. How to find, well, the topic, the title of your video even is how to spot shape-shifting reptilian aliens. Yeah, of course, Danica, why not? So she's quite fringe, right? Dated what's his face? Forget the chap's name now. Quarterback Aaron, what's his face? Decent quarterback as well. Why do I forget? Help me out in the chat. What's his name? Aaron Rodgers. Bang. There we go. Dated Aaron Rodgers, who in and of himself is quite fringe, isn't he? So she's got that kind of thing going on. But again, horses for courses. Who am I to throw the first stone? Do you know what I mean? Those are, oh my gosh, those isms will kill you. I love that, Leonardo. It's proper. What's going on, Corey? We're going to have a session. T minus 21 minutes away. As we look at Karun Chandak, I did want to watch this actually. Karun talking to George Russell, doing the sofa chat, just having a conversation. George's, the spotlight will be on. Go on, let's finish off this Danica thing. One thing at a time, Cameron, and we'll get to George. So I watched this documentary. I was going to make this video being quite disparaging about Danica, and I just felt it wasn't fair. Professional code of conduct and moral compass. I couldn't do it in the end because I thought, I mean, if I say dog at the moment, everybody says cat. I did an impression of Fabio Beatori and Nando. Somebody in the comments was like, Cameron, this is, how dare you, it's disgusting. But like, flipping Nora, is that how serious we're being? To leverage, and this is the gift and the curse of YouTube, right? That we always talk and criticize each other and go back and forth. It's a shame that people don't know who I am in real life and know my story. But we'll talk to it at some point to know that the artism is the one thing. That's my specialist subject topic. Nobody's going to tell me anything about that because I've had to go through it all my life, right? Like, I understand it. If I were on Mastermind, that would be my specialist topic. So in that sense, in that vein, I only say that to say this. With Danica, right, I'm conscious it's a fine line. But this video was saying that when she was in the IndyCar, she was quite the driver, was Danica. In a male-dominated sport, hers was the story. She was a Ronda Rousey, in effect, this whirling dervish, an act of God almost. And sponsors jumped on her, go daddy. And do you know what I mean? Like every race that she turned up to, it was like, I want to see the woman win. It was a novelty, and it was like, the viewing figures went up, but as brilliant as she was in an IndyCar, she decided that she wanted to transition, didn't she? She fancied NASCAR, and that's where it did one of these for Danica. She just kept crashing, lots of bad luck, didn't have fantastic results, and that's Danica's story. Two, let me say this about Danica, lazy. She got a job because of her set. Oh, lazy. Cam, if it's true and real, it's not set. See, this is the problem though, Tony, because perception is reality, right? You've got to be very, like, it's a very fine line that you, a dotted one, even that you kind of need to tread very carefully. You can't misstep on the interwebs unless you want to lose your shirt. But around Danica, my main criticism of Danica is that she... I don't want to say she's been a bastard. Through action, she's kind of taken the baton on for female drivers, right? So whether she likes that or not, whether that's something that she wants to lean into or not, that is it. Please see Ronda Rousey in the UFC. Do you know what I mean? Like please see Lewis Hamilton in F1. Occasionally you will have the first one. And you can't go back and revise history. Once you are the first person of colour in F1 or the first woman in IndyCar or the first woman in NASCAR, it's like that's the label that with which people will refer to you, right? So she was asked 2 questions, and I don't know why I'm giving away the beans. I prefer Bernie says, Journo. There can only be one, Journo. Do you see that ism door again? Why does there need to only be one? But this is where he gets techie, Corey. Worst decision they could have made. Everybody really dislikes Danica. Oh, the humanity. She was awesome at crashing, says Lazy. Apparently in NASCAR she was, but in IndyCar, she had all the potential. Go on then. 2 things that I think Danica needs to hold. And again, if I do ever make this video, it will be focused on these 2 things. An interaction that she had, and it's consistency, right? Or consistently inconsistent per the FIA, but 2 interactions she had. She spoke to Tom Clarkson on the Sky F1 podcast, right? And he asked her a question about who will be? Is there a driver around, a female driver around, who might be quick enough and robust and round enough a racer to compete with like the existing 20 on the F1 grid? And her response was like, yeah, her response was so rude and out of order. One indicator, yeah, no, it's Techie Alan. But she was decent. Like this video that I watched said that she was half decent, even though she didn't win in very many races. There were lots of like top 3 finishes, and this video intimated that she could have gone on to do good things. 56 points is the gap between Leclerc and Max Verstappen. It's getting insurmountable, isn't it, chap? But go on, and finally on Danica, 2 things, and you can go and look it up and fact check me on this, that I really did not like. Tom Clarkson, and again, he's a junior member, not a junior member of the Sky Sports F1 team, but you know what I mean. Tom Clarkson doesn't go to, he's not Brundle, and he's not Crofty in terms of his seniority. So he had Danica Patrick on and asked her the question, is there any one of the women currently knocking around in the motorsport, the world of motorsport, who you think is quick enough and robust enough and a good enough racer to compete with the 20 on the grid currently, to race in F1 therefore? And her response was so bloody churlish. It was just like, well, she says something, paraphrasing ever so slightly. Her response was something to the effect of, well, your question, Tom, assumes that I care. And I don't. What? Do you mean you don't care? You are like one of the leading female figures in motorsport. What are you talking about? You don't care. She strikes me as one of the people who will climb up the ladder that might being a marginalised people, being a woman or an ethnic minority, grants you, and then pull the ladder up behind her. I thought that was really rude. And then at last weekend's Grand Prix, they asked Christian Horner, what do you make of Jamie Chadwick's performance? Because she won, didn't she? And then all of a sudden with Christian Horner, her tack changed, didn't it? Then she wants to pipe up and she's saying to Simon, well, why don't you ask me? Well, it wasn't your turn, was it? He was asking Christian Horner because he was the one being interviewed. Now you want to chime in on women in sports now that Chadwick has won? Behave yourself. Got me. You can see the scorched earth Cameron coming out because I didn't like the inconsistency in her tone. Very, very churlish around Tom Clarkson being a junior member of the Sky Sports F1 team. And then Matt Clarkson, I don't even know his name, whoever hosts the Sky Sports F1 podcast. Yeah, didn't like it. You find out who people are really are when they're around people who are of inconsequential effect to them. Techie. Sainz looks good. Yeah, no, I'm hoping. Listen, I'm rooting for Carlos Sainz. Again, fastest in FP3, was in a decent lap. Although that Charles Leclerc lap, I was very, very surprised to know that Charles Leclerc lap was not provisional pole on FP3. We are T-minus 13 minutes away from a qualifying session. Looking at the head-to-head between Leclerc and Sainz, 6-2. Charles Leclerc leads in qualifying. 5-3 Charles Leclerc leads in the race. However, you got to factor in the race that Carlos Sainz didn't even race. He was getting his appendix operated on, wasn't he? What are we doing? He's going to get techie around here. Wind and tyre management are going to be the stories of this. Wait, who's trash? Not Chadwick, I hope. No, I don't think I said trash. Sainz with 3-2-1 practices. Mate, Sainz looks good. But you've got to think that Charles Leclerc, once he dials in, once he gets his eye in proper, that he might have pace in hand. Matty B, F1 show legend of all things YouTube. Go and check out that chap's channel. If you like F1, clap your hands. If you're happy, and I know qualifying hasn't started yet, but if RB20 isn't on pole, Max and Red Bull have truly serious problems. Get it together, Pierre and Enrico Balbo. I don't hate it, Matty B. This is meant to be one of their tracks, but There are so many things that you got to normalise for, right? The end of a rule and reg set, always convergence is the theme. Adrian New's not there anymore to solve for their bloody suspension issues. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, everybody else is finally understanding and getting the assignment. You heard James Allison talk about this, right? He understands it now. Mercedes do. The interaction, the overlapping portion of the Ikigai diagram in the middle, that is the intersection of suspension, chassis, and aero. These are things that you got to build in conjunction with one another, right? Not siloed as they have been throughout their most successful era. Tukai Matibi, lazy. What's with Leclerc road rage? He can't help it. He's always got a bit of road. He's again, you hear the typecasting and stereotyping door opening, but he's quite in my. All right, so Charles likes to beat himself up when he makes a mistake. He's not super stoked about it. As we're looking at Checo Perez, a lot of activity going on around his car, like they're trying to fix or something. Genki, they're not catering to us with Danica. Kayori, you guys are killing me. There are so many others that are superior to her. However, I think they're catering to the ears. So go on then, Genki. This is an interesting thing because the documentary that I watched on Danica, she was a humongous draw. Every race she rocked up to, the viewing figures would do one of these, right? Please see Ronda Rousey in UFC. That was the vibe that was getting. She was a proper blockbuster star, and I don't think that would have gone away as far as, but it's a different broadcast for North America, right? They don't get the internationally syndicated Sky Sports F1, do they? Turn 9, chaps. Turn 9 and wind. Mate, good luck with that. How are these drivers going to manage for their tyres, the tyre deg over the course of one lap? Where were they going to push? Max Verstappen seems like he's been holding back sector 1, sector 2 and then pushing the latter sector. It's crazy that we're here, right? That in quali over the course of a hot lap, that these tyres are so sensitive and temperamental that these guys are having to temper and manage their energies over the course of one hot lap even. Holy smoke. So you want to be an F1 driver, eh? Bloody Nora. Can you imagine Senna in this? Senna would be like, what am I? Just give me the car, put the tyres on and I'm going quickly. Don't want to hear about this thermal wear and tyre deg. T-minus 9 minutes, chat, before we get ourselves a Q1. Danica's riding over passing motorsports, and now she seems to be resting on her laurels. She isn't leveraging it to expand her ability to create value and representation for women in motorsports. Gladius, she's pulled up the ladder, hasn't she, behind her? And I don't like that. That's not my cup of tea, I'll be honest with you. I've never been a fan of that sort of stuff, and it seems like in the churlish way that she responded to the Sky Sports F1 question. Your question, she says, assumes that I care, and I do not. What? How selfish are you then? Talking about women in motorsport, like you, out of order. I don't understand. Something a bit different about her, but you know what I mean. Like I digress. Max is loose. He's playing in the garage. I know he looks relaxed, doesn't he? A relaxed Max Verstappen. He's a very dangerous Max Verstappen. As you see Charles Leclerc with his brother Arthur getting some tips. Interesting to see Arthur in and around the Ferrari garage more and more often these days. Potentially once Lewis retires, he might be angling for a seat, although I don't think he's good enough just yet. Lazy said, Max is struggling with understeer. You can see it, but you can always stick it on pole. He just tends to turn it on, right? Max has this thing, without getting on my Max Verstappen bandwagon, he's just in there, like he just... When it matters, cometh the man. Cometh the hour, cometh the man a little bit sometimes. He does look bloody relaxed, doesn't he? Oh, the humanity is crafty. Reiterates for the avoidance of doubt that it's anybody's pole position to be had today. Stakes, uncertainty. You can't hate it, right? Oh, the humanity when F1 is like this. Like I woke up this morning and was like, let's go. Anxious to see who was going to put it on the pole. I'm here for that each and every single time. This is what we've been looking for ever since Abu Dhabi 2021. And why That bloody dude talking about the FI technical director saying that they made an error in the rules and regs. Finally, we realise we have some sort of admission, a confessional. This week past was the confessional for all bods in F1. James Allison confessional. This chap Tobias, what's his name? I've forgotten. Beyond the Grid podcast that I cannot recall. Tobias come something or other. Technical director. Tobias. Hold on, I'm going to get a name for you. Do your due diligence, Cameron. Hang on, I'm going to get a name for you because this is quite an important podcast. As we are T-minus 5 minutes away from a cheeky qualifying session. And I am amped. Come on, Cameron. There he is. Nicholas Tombazis is the chap's name. And again, a really good interview. Well, it's a bit boring to be fair, but it's an interview on the Beyond the Grid podcast where he basically admits to them having made mistakes for this current rule and reg set as far as all they're trying to get more racing, have the cars lighter, we want more interaction, we want to make them more exciting, etc., etc. Where is it? Where is that when you have Adrian Newey on the grid? Of course he was going to nail ground effect. Of course he was. Well, you couldn't see this coming. Like, common sense in F1 apparently is very uncommon. However, I can and do understand the position of not being consumed, dedicated to female racing, especially because of her experience. She had to fight her way through against the boys. You have to, and I agree. I get it. I get it, Kayori, but you can't be deliberately spiteful as a function of your experience, right? Surely you want to pay it forward, not the harshness of your lived experience, but you want to make it better for the next generation. I just think that's an inherently selfish perspective, and I don't like it. I've never been a fan of Danica as a broadcaster and analysis. I don't know what she adds necessarily. I've never heard a tidbit from her that's like, oh my God, that's incredible. Every single time Ted Kravitz opens up his mouth, I am out here taking notes. Danica, however, I mean, we saw her doing free practice, stood on trackside, and she was talking about the crowd. Because you had not a patch on Martin Brundle. He gets into the nuance and the minutiae of what the car's doing, the balance, how the driver is on the throttle, whether the car looks nailed and pinned through the apex and combined it. Danica was just like, oh, the stands is really packed. Like, what are we doing? And this, of course, isn't an indictment. Like, listen, you've got to give her credit, right? Females in motorsport, are you joking me? Difficult, any. Lack of opportunity, any. Oof, right, we are. Let's go. I need to get some stuff going on, don't I? So you guys can see. Shit. Oh, look at this chat. Ever the professional, Cameron. All right, all right. And then that's... Right. All right, Cameron. That's enough of the due diligence or lack thereof. Let's get going. As we are about to get a qualifying session, and I'm here for it, chat. Cannot wait. Corin Chanduk's in. Talks about the two Ferraris. All of a sudden, because the two Ferraris are in the game, courtesy of this big upgrade that they've bought, all of a sudden this pace has come from nowhere, because erstwhile they did not look very fast, but they've expedited for their learning curve, courtesy of this 80% upgrade that they were supposed to bring at Silverstone. I think they were shamed. I think they felt really, really shamed on the back of that bad performance at the Canadian Grand Prix, Gilles Villeneuve, because everybody expected them to go really well, and it did not happen, did it? Didn't transpire like that. Right, let's have a go. Let's get some... I hope you're all good this Saturday, though. This is going to get like I said, I woke up and I was excited for this session today. Don't know. No longer is it the Max Verstappen podcast each and every single session. We just don't know, right? McLaren are going to be in there. Merck potentially as well. Can you imagine if Merck... We can live in hope, Cameron. We can live in hope. I don't want to get too... Lewis is probably going to go out and go purple in the Q1 and give everybody hope again. And yeah, he's back. And Mercedes are back in this. Yada, yada, yada. And therein lies Mercedes' trick. They always look brilliant and always flatter to deceive, do they not? Do they not? No, we don't want that. We don't want that. They won't catch me this time. Not this time. I shall not be tricked. I refused. Right, let's get some metrics on the go. Oh, Carlos Sainz, 100% scoring record, says Karan Chand. That's a nice little tidbit. As you would expect, no. This is his home Grand Prix of such. I know that he was born in Madrid and this is Barcelona, but I mean, in terms of deliberate hours, who else on that grid not named Fernando Alonso will have more time around this track than Carlos Sainz, the smooth operator? Expect him to go well, and he looks quick, right? I was convinced that Charles Leclerc lap in F33 was going to be quicker, and then, true to form, 3/10 adrift of his teammate. Oh, the humanity. Right, let's get some metrics going on. Let's get some metrics. Curran talking about turn 9. Turn 9 is going to be important, man. This wind as well. How do they manage for it? This is what Lewis has got to figure out, right? He's got to do what James Allison said he hasn't been doing in understanding variable conditions in real time. It's going to get techie, right? Let's go, chat. Let's go. We have ourselves some metrics, and we are into Q1. Let us go. Don't hate it. Here for it each and every single time. Let me get some more metrics up. $105 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like to ensure the algorithm knows we're not out here just gollywogging. Gollywogging? Is that the word I'm looking for? I cannot remember. My vocab at the moment is nonsense. Jono says McLaren looks super smooth at the moment. I do not hate that. What time is quali? It is on now, sir, ma'am. Leonardo. Speaking of Lance, did he make the highly anticipated decision? Leonardo, what is he doing? I don't even understand what the nonsense is. Why are we even like beating around the bush like this? You're gonna stay, mate. Your dad owns the bloody team. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Right, let's get a cheeky CBD. Big up camp. You're a legend, CBD. Promise, mate. Day one. Settings. McLaren on fire. Hope Lewis gets... Lazy engineer. You're a different gravy. Lazy. Thank you so much. McLaren on fire. Hope Lewis gets through to Q3. Max looks quick race pace. CBD. I hope Lewis drops it on pole, mate. Nothing else will suffice. Gary said Genki, of course they did. Macon, if they had not sabotaged 44, he's a shoo-in. Oh, the humanity, Macon. Are we really talking about that now? I don't want Toto, the boy who cried wolf, to call the police on me. So I'm not going to address... Sabotage, smabotage. Happy to be part of the greatest F1 YouTube community. Let's go, Lazy. Here with the legend himself. Get your pop corners that you're a legend, Lazy. Try my best out here, man. I can improve. I don't always bat 1,000, but you know, you're trying to build something here where we can have F1 conversations in a safe, healthy community where people aren't chastised just because they've got a difference in opinion. What, you think Lewis was sabotaged? Fair play. You don't think Lewis is being sabotaged? You think Lewis is just slower than George Russell? Fair play. You can make an argument for either one. I don't want to hear anything about you're an idiot because you think, well, like, come on, we can have a conversation. Are we not grown-ups? Is that not what we're supposed to do? Reason and communicate and hash things out people apparently just take it personal, as if Lewis Hamilton is their child, as an example. What are we doing out here? Nonsense. Go on then. Logan Sergeant Purple. We need to talk about Logan as well, don't we? Because it is... I feel bad for the... I'm not even going to lie. I do feel bad for Logan. Just a tad. Just a tad. I feel bad for him because he hasn't ostensibly got the pace. That's the first thing. Second thing, he's almost doing the confessional thing. Again, this is the week of F1 confessionals, is it not? And too kind, by the way, Lazy. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you want to become a member of the F1 channel, the Cameron F1 channel, feel free. You're under no obligation. Jomo out here gifting memberships like an absolute legend. I hope people took that up. I should have promoted that more, shouldn't I, Jomo? I'm a numpty, a self-promotion novice. But yeah, feel free. If you want to become a member of the community, that will entitle you to priority in the chats, and I'll always keep a lookout. Try to get out like a newsletter, not a newsletter of sorts. Once a week, talking about all things F1 in written form, because I can write. I should have been a journo. I don't know why I'm an accountant for. Nonsense. Right, let's go. We are, you guys can see, got the track map going on. Do we get some track mappage? Let's get a track map going on. Boom, let's go. All right, cool. So we've got everything we need. You guys can see a cheeky track map. Let's move that to the bottom left. And we are go. Right, let's go. And again, this stream is brought to you by our mates over at Multiviewer. If you like sexy KPIs and stats, if you like to consume your F1 with all the knowledge that you can get your hands on, then I would advise going and downloading that app, because it is God tier. I promise you. Right. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Up. Lewis, radio transcription. What did Lewis just say? I missed it. It went too quick. So we're going straight out. You've got 3 seconds ahead of Piastri. No traffic at the moment. They're over communicating to Lewis, aren't they? They don't want any repetition of any sort of sabotage accusation. It's too damaging for the brand and the sponsors. Therefore, they can't afford to have that. "12 minutes remaining on the clock. Let's go." Right, let me have a listen to what's going on. Get some visuals. What happened to the rain anyway? That's a good shout from Hassan the Moon. Let's go. I've been waiting for this stream all week because Hassan, you're a legend, sir. I've been waiting for it as well, you know. Like, I feel like it's gonna get a bit techie, isn't it? That's my prediction. But who's to back against Max Verstappen? Not in 2024 June of. I cannot back against Max Verstappen. I can't. Shall I let you guys know into a secret? June the 22nd is when somebody you'll know quite well, a half decent F1 content creator, was born. Many moons ago now, 500 years. Becky, he said, "Everyone about to get some of this hammer time. Let's go." Jay, I wish people could rise above that. Jay, what are you saying? Perhaps Lazy Engineer does, but there are always those topics where we tend to dissolve into screeching lunatics. I know, Jay, it's impossible, right, to fully avoid. Oh, what is that? Checo Perez in provisional poll for this session. Oh, this is bonkers. Let's go, Jomo. The track is indeed crowded. Thank you so much, guy. You're a legend, chap. It's life begins at 21 or something like that. Mate, it's daft. Yeah, smash a like, Laser, you're a legend. I missed you're a legend, Hassan. Go on then, let's get some commentary. We are 10 minutes to go. Q1, Spanish Grand Prix, Barcelona. Let's go as predicted. Look at that. Who else? Maximilian Verstappen. What are we doing here already? He's just a monster, isn't he? What's the point? What's the point? Karun Chandler says he should be a bit disappointed with that though, but he might be okay. Remember, for the avoidance of that, Q1 is only to get through to Q2, and in turn, Q2 only. Its only purpose, singularity of focus, is to get through to Q3, and that's where you know your positions right. The top 10 will be decided there on in 12.3 from Mr. Maximilian Verstappen. Let's have a look at those purple sectors from the Dutchman, 3-time, soon to be 4-time champion. Up, although Charles Leclerc is on one. Look at this. Charles Leclerc goes purple sector 2. Oh, the humanity exchanging. Look at this. Trading sectors. Purple ones are the Ferrari pair. Oh, the humanity. One of these guys is about to drop it on provisional pole, if indeed there is such a thing in Q1, the first qualifying session. Up, Charles Leclerc goes fastest this session. Oh no, Sainz dropped it. Look at that. Something happened to Carlos Sainz in the final sector. Come on, Carlos. You guys need to go and watch the interview, the Beyond the Bid podcast, where he's talking about Trompos doing oversteer things when he was 2.5 years old in a bloody SUV that his dad, the legend that is Carlos Sainz Sr., had bought him. 10th and a half between the top four, says David Croft. It's tight at the top, isn't it? Look at that. George Russell goes 5th, 112.456. Oh, the humanity. A 10th between the top 5 as near as makes no difference. He's right. Gasly up there, currently in your drop zone. Logan Sargent, Sonoda, Ricciardo, K-Mag and Zhou Guan Yu. Usual suspects, eh? This is going to get techie. And I'm here for it, chat. Howdy, Kenny. What's going on? Kenny, you're a legend. Kenny, it's going to get techie, isn't it? Northbound. Hulk is a monster. Is he? He's a little bit. Again, his career, if it ends today, would be one of unfulfilled potential, I think. Genki, you're a legend. Thank you so much, mate. Today, you're a legend. I don't know about all that. Strong. Thank you so much, Kayori. It's a blessing, guy. Privilege. One more year in the rear view. And looking to I've got this message on my phone that says talent is nothing without discipline. Talent is zero. Talent is worth nothing without hard work and discipline. And another thing on my phone that says, it's a Nike saying, shouldn't promote them. They're not paying me anything. But it's a Nike. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Just do it. Not a bad phrase, though. I like that. French Bonapartist, what's going on? Do you think qualifications for the race must be conducted like old, where every driver have the entire track to themselves so they can... I don't hate that, French, I'll be honest. But there is a certain art to navigating traffic in qualifying. There's a skill, isn't there? And I like that these guys... You got to make their life... It can't be too easy. Ollie Behrman jumped in the car and nailed 9th for whatever he did. That's too easy, isn't it? F2 drivers shouldn't be able to just jump in here. Oh, Macon, you're a legend, chap. Thank you so much. Too kind, sir. Ollie Behrman just jumped in there and nailed... you shouldn't be able to drive those cars so quickly and easy. Fully impeded by the Williams, says Lance Stroll. Logan Sargent. Oh, the humanity, Logan. It can't go so wrong so quickly for the Logster. Oh, Crofty's not having it either as well. Crofty's being harsh on him. 31st race start. Oh, Karun Chandak saying, even in Formula 4, if you're on a slow lap, get off the racing line. That's not very nice. Come on. Why are we being so harsh on Logan Sargent? Everybody makes mistakes. All of them over the past couple of races have made mistakes like that. Everybody's in the pits with 5 minutes and 40 remaining of this Q1. Currently in your drop zone for the avoidance of doubt. Logan Sargent, K-Mag, Zhou Guan Yu, Sonoda, Alex Albon. Usual suspects then. As far as elimination. Go on then. What's George Russell saying? 112.7 says Bernie, to feel safe. Just to feel safe. Mention no names. Dave Chappelle, for those that know. What's Georgie saying? George Russell saying that he doesn't think he would improve on that set of tyres. Oh, the humanity. For the avoidance of doubt, all of them have gone out on soft tyres, haven't they? Techie that. I think this means, therefore, that they're not anticipating. But normally there's some difference, right? especially in Q1. Some of them would go out on like mediums, with half a mind and potentially saving a set of soft red label compound tyres for the race. Apparently, however, I think because all of them to a man have gone out on softs, I think that means that tomorrow's race will be a two-stop with no sign of soft compound tyres. They will be doing hards and mediums. That will be the mantra for tomorrow. Otherwise, you would see some of these buds trying to save soft compound tyres. Oh, the humanity. Oof, let's go. 4 sets available though, mind. Do me a favour, smash the like chat if you could, because every little helps. You should, it's Ferrari or Top Car if you're talented, mate. Macon, yeah, they sit in the pits with an empty chat. What's Macon saying? Thanks. You're a legend, Macon. Thank you so much. Elvis, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it. Talent is nothing without opportunity. Napoleon Bonaparte. Look at you, French. Behave yourself. Getting all profound in the chat. I hope, Russell. Thank you, Vladius. You're a legend, mate. Vladius dropping bars as well. Vladius, a Shakespearean poet in a previous life. Sonnet settings. Hassan Lewis just radioing in. I'm Rick J. I'm rich. Rich. Flavio is back, says French. He's godfather of Fernando. Flavio said it in an interview that Fernando is his prodigal son. They've always been very close, haven't they? He's always fought tooth and nail for Fernando. And I don't hate that, to be fair. I like it when these guys have a close relationship with their manager, even if they are skullduggerous. Currently, for the avoidance of doubt in the drop zone, 1 Logan Sargent, K Mag in 19th, Zhou Guan Yu, Sonoda and Danny Rick in 16th. Oh, the humanity. 112.257 courtesy of Charles Leclerc, the Monegasque, aka modern day Journalese. Currently has the whip hand as far as the race lead. It is chaos. Shortly thereafter, Verstappen, Norris, Sainz and George Russell. Blimey, it's close, isn't it, at the top? 3/10 in it. Mate, sometimes it's the driver who has to make the difference, because it seems quite obvious that these cars are quite close, unless somebody's going to go out there and turn up their engine to 1,000 in the final session, as Red Bull have done on more than one occasion. All of a sudden it becomes the RB20 again. Where's Checo? Yeah, of course, 10th. Verstappen's keen not to get Checo Perez within 10 places of him all season, isn't he? In quali. Look at that RB20 though. It's not a pretty car at the back. It looks a bit hodgepodge with those gun barrels, but bloody Nora. A quick car is a pretty car each and every single time, eh? You know what I mean? Northbound says, Yuki's my boy, but do you suppose he puts a little pressure on himself this weekend if Danny out-qualifies him, especially after the Canadian Grand Prix? I don't... He shouldn't. He probably will. But one swallow does not a summer maketh, you know? Just like Jack Villeneuve said about Danny Rick's performance, he has become a bit of more of a brand than he's a driver. At least a driver that performs well over long periods of time. Like, yeah, anybody can go well once, but do you know what I mean? Like, what does that mean to anyone? What's that got to do with the price of bread? As Checo Perez goes 112.4. Again, look at the gap between him and Max. A 10.5. That's not too bad. I suppose that's where I'd expect Checo Perez to end. Currently in your drop zone, Sargent, Mag, Sonoda, Ricardo, and Esteban Ocon. Ocon. Got to say it properly, eh? Ocon. It's weird the way that some people, Alex Jacques emphasises Victor Martins. And some people say Victor Martin. Sans interference. I think I need to learn myself some French. Compliment the Spanish. Jono says Hamilton is purple. Is he? Go on then. Yeah, he's gone purple. That's a good shout. Second sector. 121.5. Oh, we're in for your traditional Q1 showing from... No, he's not going to do... Oh, yeah, he has done it. Oh. Lewis Hamilton goes provisional pole, if that's such a thing, in Q1 by a 10th. Now, what's the explaining there? Is that a genuinely quick lap? Is that the evolution of the track? What's going on? I shall reserve judgment. Let's go, Joe, man. I don't hate it. One sunny day does not make a summer. Let's go. Backside. Ha ha ha. Coyote. Stealing that. One swallow does not a summer make, I think is the phrase. Google it, Corey. I don't want to... Greatest mistake of Ricardo was going to McLaren. I don't disagree with that. Hassan says, I told you we'd be in no time, mate. Gasman. Northbound says, Alonso gets Danny. Let's go. What did I say? Hassan, you nailed it, sir, in real time. But let's not celebrate just yet. This isn't a proper pace session. Q1 is only there so you can get through to Q2. This doesn't decide anything. You don't win any points for being purple in Q1. Do you know what I mean? We are 0 on the time, and I have misread the room. 16th K-Mag. Oh, but he's still going round. K-Mag. Oh, no, K-Mag sacked it off. 16th Kevin Magnussen now. He can, anytime you're ready, K-Mag, and you just want to hang it up, you know what I mean? Like, anytime you're ready, chap. With Felipe Drugovich and Teo Pourchaire, Jack Doohan, Liam Lawson, all on the sidelines. Anytime you're ready, chap, just go away. Just call it a day, K-Mag. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember. K-Mag once upon a time came in as with the hot hand in F1, lots of potential, was rumoured to be a brilliant driver, but F1 is a sport where what have you done for me lately is all that counts. What are we doing, Kevin Magnussen? You're in the studio. You need to start paying rent in the steward's room. What are we doing? Karan Chandler makes the point that this is a massive disappointment for RB. They were aiming to close the gap on the rest, and both of them are outright. 17th Sonoda, Danny Ricken 18th. Oh, the humanity, lazy engineer, you're a legend. I didn't know today was your birthday. A real one. Oh, mate. LH. Oh my gosh, could you get a bigger gift than that, lazy? Imagine a poll on my born day. And then nombre de Dios. De Jesus even. I'm bastardizing sentences and statements all over the show today. Let's go. We have a Q1 in the record books. Lewis Hamilton, provisional pole, purple, fastest that session with a 1:12.143, followed by Leclerc, Verstappen, Norris and Carlos Sainz in short order. Shortly thereafter, George Russell, Piastri, Perez, Alonso, Gasly and Ocon thereafter. The story this session being, of course, the RB, northbound, you're far too kind, like humbled. R.I.P. V-Carb. I'll still be wearing your V-Carb shirt tomorrow. Northbound, you're far too kind, mate. I appreciate you. Humbled by your guys' support. These aren't crocodile tears. This is me. I'll tell you a story, chat. This is the gift and the curse of being an accountant, right? I was up fairly late last night. Fairly late. There was a board pack to get out. It's getting techie. This is what happens when you work for a private equity firm, you know. Hassan, you want Paul for your birthday, mate? And then nombre de Jesus, por favor. Jim Kimmy, happy birthday, Bridget. Thank you so much, Jim. You're a legend. I'm humbled, man. Let's go. Right, cool. Plot lines. RB Visa, Cash Up Carb, sponsorship, whatever. Both of them are out, notwithstanding the fact that they brought material upgrades to this Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton in pole. Again, of course, pole, is that such a thing in quali? I think that's a misnomer, misdirection, contradiction in terms, even in Q1. There shouldn't be such a thing. But yeah, and still I see Lewis Hamilton's name in purple. What does that mean? Are they going to sabotage him again? Sabotage in inverted commas, aka is Lewis going to mismanage his tyre temps and the tyre deg? The profile of both of the aforementioned over the course of one lap, because lest we forget, qualifying isn't qualifying of old. I kind of hunger and pine even for the days of yesteryear where Senna would just get in and drive the wheels off the car because the tyres would last. No, not anymore. Pirelli are bringing softer, more temperamental tyres. James Allison spoke to this in his interview with Beyond the Grid podcast, that the combination of the car and the tyres means that even over the course of a hot lap, even you've got to manage temps and tyre deg. Pace yourself. You can't just go balls to the wall and have a heavy foot on the throttle and think that you're not going to get some detriment and payback towards the end of the lap at the very least. Do you know what I mean? It's going to get techie. Turn 9 as well. Northbound, you're a legend. Northbound Nova. Humbled. mate. Genuinely, 162 of you watching concurrently. We are into a Q2 session at the Barcelona Grand Prix imminently, and it's going to get very, very techy. It's going to get techy. Flexi wings too. We need to talk about that at some stage. Maybe we save that for the race tomorrow. The race, I will be 30 minutes before. Anthony Davidson, we're getting some cheeky footage on board. Love a cheeky on board. Understeery, still getting a bit of snap oversteer. He's fighting that car. And James Allison alluded to the fact that, listen, with this car and tyre combination, you've got to be kept, like, you can't be hustling. And Lewis tends to be, he looks like he's hustling it around, doesn't he? Look at it. Oh, understeer and oversteer. He's wrestling with them. But again, you can see from the onboard of the car, not to overtype Anthony Davidson, because I'm sure he's about to make this point, but you can see that Lewis is happier in the car, right? Because he's giving it full beans, less snap oversteer to understeer. It's more predictable. I think Mercedes, credit to them, and Toto, the boy who cried wolf, it seems like they've been able to broaden the performance curve. It's easier to drive, maybe a little bit less quick in absolute terms pace. But I mean, if the performance curve is infinitely vertical, but you can't access its most upper reaches, then what's the bloody point? Adrian Newey says as much in his book, that you need a car whose performance is accessible for the drivers to give them confidence so that you can get God tier laps out of them, the likes of which Max has nailed at Suzuka a couple of years ago, for example, or Monaco Sector 3 as an example. If these cars aren't drivable, then you hamstrung. You bottleneck the drivers in their ability to extract performance from the car, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, the humanity. Oh, we'll get there. Hassan, when Lewis has a car, he never puts in his best laps until Q3. Hassan is techie, mate. I'm telling you. Shez and Baxley are always arguing that if he has himself a car, there's probably no one quicker, even Charles and Max still, because he's the one who's going to get 110% out from the car as far as being able to optimize for its pace from A to B. And I don't hate it. Put on the yellow tyre. No, Macon. No, because you're not going to be able to use softs in the race, right? So you may as well use, I think they get 4 sets, so you may as well use all your softs in quali, right? If you're not going to be able to use them in the race, you'd be risking the risk of not qualifying to through to Q2 and now Q3 if you put on the yellows. And plus, you're going to need the yellows in the race, Macon. So I think it's a bit of a waste. Mike, you're a legend. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate you. You guys are legends, man. Kayori says Williams have been destroying Williams long before. Like, this is true. Implosion. Do you not feel though, chat, that under the stewardship of James Vowles, listen, I shouldn't read too much into the cut of somebody's jib, right? Just because James Vowles talks very well, that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be able to turn around the good ship Williams. Not necessarily, at least. It takes more than just words. Actions. That's what actions and foresight, good strategy, recruiting well and keeping them, reducing the churn of your key personnel. That's the mechanics of a Formula One team. Can James Vowles do that? I wouldn't bet against him necessarily. But we don't know. It's not perfect information. Still yet to be revealed. Say all that to say this. I'm reserving judgment as far as Williams' ability to start winning races in 2028. That feels very soon. Tony, I feel the same. Tony, this is going to be really tight. Madeline sabotaging, can behave yourself, Madeline. We touched on that already. Some will say. But it's set up nicely, isn't it? The plot line. People may say, if Lewis Hamilton's pace falls off the cliff, what happened to the tyre temps? What happened to the tyre pressures? Where did Lewis's pace go all of a sudden? But I think Lewis, one thing that you won't get from Lewis post-qualifying today, I don't think you'll get the statements that allude to sabotage. He's got to be critically more understanding now of the consequences of his statements, because Lewis Hamilton fandom, aka devotion, is a real thing. His fans go out to bat for him. They're like Beyonce's beehive, right? Any sign of beef, And there's just going to be online abuse. There's no helping it. And Lucy's got to be aware of that. Daniel. Oh my gosh, Daniel. Daniel's gifted 20 memberships. You're a legend, Daniel. Look at you, Daniel. Humbled. Take advantage of those guys like you're bloody Nora, Daniel. Blessing us. You guys, man. On my birthday. Humbled. Humbled, truly. Thank you, Daniel. Do you think customer teams like Williams, will go for an engine from non-F1 engine manufacturers, just like Ford Cosworth engine used to give their engines to private teams? I don't think so, French. So James has said already, as far as Williams in 2026, when the new rules and regs kick in, part of his sales pitch to Carlos Sainz Jr. was, we will have one of the best engines on the grid. And of course, he's alluding to Mercedes. The rumour mill, the word on the F1 curb being that Mercedes has taken a massive jump on the rest as far as the efficiency and maximal output of their 50-50 electronic mechanical engine as at 2026. I don't think so. Too risky. You can only juggle so many balls at once, right, French? Bonapartist. I can't even accentuate it properly. French. I will learn. Michael, Jean, no, Daniel, listen. Different gravy. Thank you so much, Daniel. You guys are blessing me. Right, we have 10 minutes on the clock of this, the second qualifying session at the Barcelona Circuit Catalunya. Let's go. Am I here for it? What's going to happen to these Mercedes pace? Is it true? Are they back? Where are these Ferraris going to be? Because they look quick. Can Carlos Sainz Jr. out-qualify his teammate Charles Leclerc in his final year at the team at his home Grand Prix? There are plot lines ensuing. I'm here for it. Who's going to drop it on the pole? In fact, speaking of poles, do you know what I mean? I know, Daniel's a legend, man. Like different Tony. Thank you so much, mate. Gonna have a cheeky tipple. Let's hit the like button for Daniel. Jomo Daniel, yeah. Daniel Maris, absolute legend. I hope I'm pronouncing that surname correctly, sir. Proper. Go on then. Let's have a look. Oh, we got traffic jams in the pit lane. Let's go. Don't hate that. Go on then. Oh my gosh, I've only got 4. Lando. I've missed someone in the poll, but I can't remember. The poll. Who you got? As Lance Stroll, currently purple. Everybody's coming out and about to start doing some serious laps. This is the meat end of qualifying now with 8 minutes 40 seconds left of Q2. Techie. It is going to get techie. All of them have gone out on softs again. Let's have a look at these speed trap times, by the way, because that's going to be important, eh? Speed trap. Who's quickest? 3:26. Go on then. Quickest in the speed trap. 3:27. Zhou Guanyu, 3:29. Hulkenberg. Those Haas are always super quick, aren't they? And again, for the avoidance of that, K-Mag, Sonoda, Ricardo, Albon, and Logan Sargent, Logubert, all out in Q1. Now we are cooking. Now we're cooking on gas. Let's go. Sad to hear that they'll drop Barcelona track for Madrid street circuit. I know, Michael. I think though the plot line to that is that they want more. Look, Liberty Media are acutely aware that their revenue and their ability to grow is going to be a function of a couple of different things. The TV rights are almost like your recurring revenue portion, right? You negotiate those every couple of years, but your non-recurring that you can optimize for is your live audience, right? How do you make sure that your live audience is doing one of these? Well, you need tracks that are in. That's why they do so many city circuits, because street circuits everybody can get to. Like Silverstone, even Silverstone is easy-ish to get to, but it's not the easiest. I think I say that to say this. The best tracks are usually like really, really difficult to get to, jettisoned somewhere random, and so people aren't going to travel out, right? But a street circuit, the likes of which Madrid are, Baku, Monaco even, like they're very easy to get to, and so you're going to sell a lot of tickets. Oscar Piastri goes purple, 1:12.011. Carlos Sainz, 1:11.8. Let's go. Quicker than his teammate to the tune of 0.2 of a second. As nearest makes no difference. 1:11.6. What are we saying here? I've not seen that Max Verstappen lap. Oh yeah, I can see him going purple there. Oh my gosh. 1:11.8 from Lando Norris. Maximilian Verstappen does a 28.5. Of course he does. Yeah, there you go. 1:11.65. Holy smokes, chat. There's the dude again with the pace. Now there's a Max Verstappen. Holy smokes. He's just a bit quick, isn't he? I don't think it is more complicated than that. If you're doing the root cause analysis as far as Max Verstappen's success, there's other things in there. The tens of thousands of hours of deliberate practice, all the time that he spends in the sim. But if you want to boil it down into its most simplistic terms, he's just really fast, isn't he? That's it. In and amongst others, but he's just really, really fast. And his ability to pull it together at the right time is now unprecedented. So many hours has he spent in the sim, so many hours and years now has he spent in F1 cars. You're not even going to... the tyre was bad, says LH. Let's have a look. Oh, God. Are we doing that? Okay, so he's unused. Oh, no. Madeline. What are we doing here? Go on. With 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Lewis Hamilton in the drop zone in 13th. To be fair, why is he the only one, though? You see the sabotage door opening, guys? Of those guys currently on the track, only 2 of them are on scrub softs. Zhou Guanyu in 15th and Lewis Hamilton in 13th. What are we doing? Why is Lewis, if you're not sabotaging him, then give him the proper tyres. You don't have time for this. Now, all of a sudden, the sabotage door was... I don't believe Mercedes is sabotaging Lewis Hamilton, but way to make it look like it. Two drivers are out there on scrub tyres. One is Zhou Guanyu, he's in last place. The other is Lewis Hamilton. Of course, those tyres are the wrong tyres. You want to put a banker, and now the pressure's on him, and it's towards the end of the session, and you can just see how this is going to pan out, right, chat? You can see, Hassan. Do you know what I mean? Just so everyone knows, I'm wearing my Max lazy. Where's my Max hat? I almost want to put it on. So now Lewis, all of a sudden, with 4 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock, has his back up against the wall. He's got to go out there and do a job. Meanwhile, George Russell has nailed it, went out there, put a fresh set of soft compound tyres on, and has banged it. What are we doing? You got 4 sets of soft compound tyres to distribute over the course of qualifying. That's more than one a session, though. What are we doing? Like, why are you out on scrubs trying to get through to the... Now Lewis probably will go out in this session, and once again you hear the bloody sabotage door open, and people will be talking about emails. Toto will have to call the police and tell fans that if they're mad they need to go and see a psychiatrist. Like, do you know what I mean? He just descends into acrimony and nonsense for no reason. All eyes on Lewis Hamilton for his final run. Now the pressure's on. Now he's in a difficult circumstance, and now Mercedes all of a sudden put on the soft compound tyres, the red labelled ones. But Lewis this is one-shot qualifying, right, with 3 minutes on the clock. Why would you not? I just don't understand it, chat. You guys help me out. Something is rotten in Spain. Like, why are we here again? It might not be sabotage. In all probability, it's not sabotage. But it feels like Mercedes are doing their best to make it look like sabotage. Now Lewis Hamilton has one-shot qualifying. The field is grouped up. The margins are finer than usual as these cars are developing. What is going on? Lewis seems to have 2 fresh Q1, so of course you take scrubbed and fresh after. Jay. Fair play, Jay. You've done your due diligence, mate. Let me have a look. I've got all this information out in front of me. But then people's going to say, how comes George went out on a fresh set first? Let's have a look. You are, mate. Right, you are, sir. Oh, and George is using his last set. What is going on? I'm so confused. So Lewis on it. I suppose the difference is, right, what we need to understand is that I can't compare the Mercedes lot with the likes of Ferrari, McLaren and Red Bull, right? So Max has gotten through to Q3 using 2 fresh sets. So he's done 2 laps, right? This is Lewis's 4th set. What are we doing? Go on then. All eyes on Lewis. 28.6. 21.4. Decent lap. 21.4. He's on course. He's mirroring Lando Norris's sectors. Go on. Purple micro sector from Lewis. This is looking like second for me. If I'm a betting man. Go on, Lewis. Front row. Q2. Let's go. Let's go. Second. We will take that. How's he going to get through though? Max Verstappen's going to go in and put off, for flip's sake. Max Verstappen, to get through to Q3, has used 2 sets of fresh rubber. He's got 2 sets of soft compound remaining. Lewis has used 4. 1 remaining. He's got listen, it's one-shot quali now, isn't it? In your drop zone, for the avoidance of doubt, Zhou Guanyu, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, both Aston Martins, Noah Arc settings, Hulkenberg in 12th, Checo Perez in 11th. Go on then, Checo. Let's see what you got, mate. All eyes on Checo Perez, having gone purple micro sector, sector 2, the last one of. Let's go. Go on, Checo. You got it in your chat as Gasly goes 7th. All eyes on Checo Perez. He'll go in. He'll go. Unless he's made a big mistake. There you go. Checo Perez up to 7th for once. Checo Perez, breaking news, through to Q3 in that RB20. Michael, you're a legend. Don't behave, Lewis, mate. You guys are humbling me today, man. Thank you so much, Michael. Far too kind. Up. George Russell nearing the drop zone, however. George Russell is indeed the driver at the risk, but he's just dropped a purple sector in sector 1A. Ooh, cheeky from George Russell. 1:11.8 goes third. A tenth, less than a tenth between him and his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Right, we've got ourselves a session here, chat. I am in for this. Do you know what I mean? Alonso going out. Bloody Nora. 0 seconds on the clock. Fernando Alonso is out in Q2. So too Valtteri Bottas. Hulkenberg, Stroll and Zhou Guanyu. No surprises there. But look at that. Esteban Ocon and Gasly getting through to Q3. Props to Alpine. All of a sudden somebody's lit a fire underneath them, right? How are they doing this? Props, Alpine. Maybe it's Fabio, chat. Maybe, yeah, Jomo. Michael's proper. So don't immediately search too much behind it. Cameron Mercedes seem to be on it. No, you're right, Jay. And this is sometimes why you've got to take a step back and understand, analyse, deep dive. Lewis, as per Jay, has a set of fresh red labelled soft compound tyres for the paid session that is Q3. That's all that we need to know. Oh, the humanity. Ocon representing his Spanish heritage. Is he Spanish? Kayori. Alcon's French. Esteban confused the Kayori. Esteban Ocon. It's French. Maybe a bit of Spanish in there. I don't know. Right. Cometh the Maximilian Verstappen. He's gonna go and nail this, isn't he? Do you feel it? Can you smell it? Are your Maximilian Verstappen spidey senses tingling, as are mine? He's gonna go and nail this, isn't he? Cheeky cam cheek. Chris says, well, it's garage sale at Alpine. They have nowhere else to go but up. It's a good shout. It's a good shout, but that's different. Both through to Q3. Alpines. Do you know what I mean? Having lost so many material, key personnel and intellectual property settings, like notably, who else? Oof. Carlos Sainz looking. It's these guys. The guys that you need to watch out for, yeah, are the guys that have gotten through to Q3, having used just two attempts, right? So Charles Leclerc's done a total of 6 laps. Look at that. 3 on one set, 3 on another set. only used 2 sets of soft. Sainz similarly. Verstappen the same. I think that tells you who's up. Lando similar. Oh, those are your protagonists reeling themselves. Lando, Charles, Carlos and Max Verstappen for the win. Let's have a look at this, the best speed trap times. Who's quickest of those pair? Maximilian Verstappen, 3:24. He's even slower than George Russell through the speed trap. What? Carlos Sainz, 3:27. See, there's that Ferrari pace all of a sudden, eh? Look at the both of them. Best speed trap speeds. Carlos Sainz Jr., 3:27. Charles Leclerc, 3:27 also. They're amongst the quickest. Hulkenberg, 3:29 again. They basically run that Haas without any downforce, right? So that doesn't surprise me. What are Lando and co saying? Lando slower, 3:25. So you can see, by virtue of their speed trap times, the best speed trap times, that maximum velocity tells you a lot about the setup, right? And who's running what in terms of downforce. Max has got a lot of downforce on that car, or maybe they're just leveraging that aero efficiency, the God tier levels of. We are a couple seconds away from a Q3 session, and my arms are sweaty, palms are sweaty, mum spaghetti, M&M, 8 Mile, whatever. Way to butcher it, Cameron. Palms, mum spaghetti, palms are sweaty, something like that. Alpine had themselves a long, hard Kaizen. Oof, terminology, Hassan. Never FBI, the NSA. Kayori will get that lineage. Oof. You guys are killing me. I'm gonna have to do tell Genki, although I half want to go away and Google it for myself so I can understand it better. That's Antonio gas. Jay, Red Bull optimized for turns, mid to high speed. Exactly, as always, Jay. Bloody Nora, they've put extra downforce on there, haven't they? Understanding that this is a weird track, very long radius mid turn. Very long radius, medium speed turns, which again, a bit of an anomaly as far as a Rubik's Cube of a motorsport problem. Anthony Davidson saying there were small mistakes between Fernando Alonso and Q3, although a reversion to mean as far as outperforming his teammate, who for the avoidance of doubt has yet to reveal where he'll be for the next F1 season. He'll be at Aston Martin, won't he? Unless Lawrence might be trying to sign himself a Carlos Sainz Jr. and an Adrian Newey-Samrajay. Can you imagine? Right, here we go. 12 minutes on the clock for Q3. Oh, the humanity. I am nervous. Crap Moors. Hey, look at Checo Perez. Made it. I know. I'm happy for him, you know. As much as I'm disparaging him, we'll crack jokes at Checo Perez because he hasn't been great. Can we be honest and have a grown-up conversation? You shouldn't be in an RB20 and not make it out of Q1. Q1, not Q2. That's a mistake. Q1, not to make it out of a Q1 in a Red Bull RB20, as at June 2024, is an abomination. That's not good enough. And to even get out qualified by Logan Sargent in that Williams once when you're driving an RB20, Checo Perez, you want to have a word with yourself. I don't care what his fans want to tell me about. Stop being mean to him and all this nonsense. Valid criticism. You should never get beat by Logan Sargent in qualifying. In a race, things can happen, right? This is F1. Mistakes and accidents happen. You get taken out or whatever. But to get out qualified by Logan Sargent ever in that Williams, let alone 4 times. Oh, what are we doing here? Jomo, Daniel. Oh no, Daniel's different gravy. Proper. Thank you, Daniel, again, mate. You're a legend. Jay, as always, the high top speed of GR comes with a sacrifice somewhere else on the track. Jay, you're a GOAT F1 mind. I think that makes sense. Potentially, Lewis is more running less, more downforce even than George Russell. That's uncharacteristic, though. Normally, isn't Lewis the one to run less downforce? Maybe George is feeling confident. Go on, then. We're seconds away from Q3, and I am nervous. Palms are sweaty. Mum spaghetti. 8 Mile. To keep blowing my nose, chat. Excuse me. It's hay fever settings in the UK, and it's a bit techie. 227 if you're watching currently. Do me a favour, smash the like. Who has the coolest helmet design, though? Says Northbound. You know what, Northbound? I will be honest. I don't hate Danny Rick's one. Danny Rick's wording, not even like the colouring necessarily or the livery, but not without a fight. I think that hits hard, mate. Especially on the back of the chat, the Jacques Villeneuve condemnation of his performances, saying that he's a brand more than he's an F1 driver. Not without a fight hits hard. Let's hope he's about that life and it's not just words. Checo Perez going out early doors. Let's have a look. I don't hate that. So go on then. What's gonna happen with the boys and girls at Mercedes? Are they gonna leave? Just leave it late, surely. Wait till the track's at its most evolved and send out Messrs Russell and Hamilton in the dying embers of the session, like they used to do with Schumacher and Senna back in the day. Most rubber being laid in the last couple of minutes of the session and one-shot qualifying. Maybe that would be the best chance, but they're going to need to go some because Max has got a couple bites at this cherry, right? Max, Lando, Charles and Sainz have soft tyres spare. That's why they're going out so quickly. They've got a couple bites at this cherry. Oh, the humanity, it's going to get techie. How is Aston Martin slower than Alpine? Oh, mate, there will be conversations at high levels to be had. I said, this is the longest Q3 break ever. I know they took their time, didn't they? Although we're into it now, 10 minutes 30 on the clock. And this is going to get chaotic as Checo Perez wants to get a banker lap in. Purples across the board, as you would expect, and precedented setters this session. What Windsor said about short cornering, Lewis is one of those, so I need to have an extra wing. It's a very good shout as he wants to get out of the corner quickly. So combined exit settings, that'll be the focus from Lewis, but also he's a they were showing the telemetry in free practice, right, as for Lewis versus Max. Max, I don't get the short cornering stuff is like way above my pay grade, but what I can see, you can watch is it Formula One Addict? There's a chap on YouTube who does like renders showing the head-to-head during qualifying. And when you check out that now, each and every single time, you can see Max is always, normally, he's always Daniel Maris. You're a legend, sir. Thank you so much, mate. Proper legendary status. Humbled, mate. For gifting everybody those memberships. Proper champion settings. Yeah, when you look at those, normally, Max Verstappen, the one thing that I can glean from Max Verstappen's style, he's very early on the brakes because he's prioritising the combined exit. Combined exit means turn and throttle at the same time. So the combined exit from the apex is something that he's doing, that he's trying desperately to nail. And again, if there's a long straight after the turn, there is time to be gained therein. And that's Max Verstappen's. That's his bread and butter now. Lewis tends to be later on the brakes and the telemetry in free practice showed as much, but maybe you've got to account for differences in setup and fuel loads, etc, etc. Go on then. We are 8 minutes remaining. Who's out on track? I'm nervous. Kayori, you're wild for that one. What did Kayori say? Mischief Kayori, what are we doing here? I can't even read. I'm too nervous. Pharaoh says, what are the odds that Perez gets the pole? Behave yourself, Pharaoh. Surely not. Oh my gosh. Checo Perez. Here we go. Max Verstappen about to go provisional pole. Sainz, fastest first sector. Here we go. There's a Batman. 1:11.67. And again, he was flexing, wasn't he? Although Carlos Sainz Jr. Oh my God, purple mini sectors from Carlos Sainz Jr. Another purple mini sector from Carlos Sainz Jr. He's going to drop it on pole unless he has a mistake. Oh, Carlos Sainz Jr. 1:11.9. He flopped that sector 3, didn't he? Oh my goodness. All right, the protagonist can go in. Oscar Piastri goes 1:12.5. What's he doing? That must be just an out lap, a pool lap or whatever. But he's on 4. He's on scrubs. Is Oscar Piastri. Go on then. Over to you, Mercedes. Over to you, chaps. This. No, don't do it, Cam. Mind you. All right, let's have a go. 24. Go on then. Oh, Mercedes. Greed. Norris is rapid, chat. 28. Oh, second from Lando. Oh, no. 1:11.7 died. Mate, no one's going to get close to Max, are they? Russell going purple microsectors. But again, green. Leclerc goes fourth. Out-qualified for now by Juan Carlos Sainz Jr., his teammate. All eyes on a Mercedes pairing. 28.6 was no, it's not going to be good enough from Mercedes. Hamilton third. 1:11.8. Oh, George Russell. Lewis Hamilton fans celebrate for once. Bloody Nora close between Messrs Hamilton and Russell though, eh? 1:11.816 is Lewis's time. 1:11.840. Bloody Nora. 200ths in it between the two. Oh, the humanity. George going, yeah, he's got less downforce, hasn't he, George? 329 through the speed trap as versus 325 from Lewis Hamilton. This is chaos, chat. Oh, the humanity. Yeah, Lewis ahead of George. For once, he'll take it. Lewis Hamilton will be beaming, but they'll go again. I think they'll go in three. I know they won't be able to go again. Look, they've used up all their tyres, have they not? 5 sets. Bloody Nora. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think the battle for pole is going to be fought between Lando and Verstappen, since they're quickest, and potentially the Ferrari, since they're the quickest of the lot and they've got spare softs to go and put on. 310 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. We have ourselves a proper qualifying session for what feels like it might be the first time this year. Battle between Verstappen, currently on provisional pole, 1:11.673. Lando Norris, 1:11.7. Not a lot of difference, eh? These guys will put new soft compound tyres and go again. Ferrari again, though, dropping pace, 1:11.9. What's going on with them? Mercedes faster than Ferrari all of a sudden. What? Hamilton did 1:11.7 in Q2. He has it in him. Oh, the humanity. Breathe. I don't think it... Well, are they going to go and put new tyres on? Have they even got spare softs, having used 5 sets? Yeah, I suppose they've got one more to go, eh? It looks like. All right, then. Let's go again. Let's go again, Mercedes. Oh, yes. Welcome to the membership club. You guys are legends. Honestly, this is going to get techie. 50% of you guys are voting for Max Verstappen, and I cannot back again. Not in this circumstance where it's so important, the delivery and the execution. Which one of these drivers of the 10 has a history of executing at the right time? Maximilian Verstappen, if anyone, eh? Not that Lewis and George can't do it, and Lando too. But I mean, if past his prologue, then bloody Maximilian, gun to the head, save a dying puppy. Maximilian Verstappen each and every single time. Give that chap a fresh set of rubber. Listen, if I were a betting man, I think this video afterwards, the post-qualifying review, will be at some point about Maximilian Verstappen's ability to execute on tap. That's what we will be talking about if I were a betting man. It's Return of the Mac. Brilliant song that is, Hassan. Can you imagine? Quicker both of them than Ferrari. At Spain, a proper track. No curbing, no anomalies, no street circuit settings. Spain. Although, saying all that, important that I preface what I'm about to say with this. Mercedes do have a history of going well at Barcelona. Just a track that suits them right. As long as I can remember. Anthony Davidson was alluding to it earlier. 3 minutes 14 on the clock. Let's go. Oh, the humanity. And we will be live 30 minutes before lights out tomorrow. It's going to be chaos, this. I feel like my spidey senses are telling me that we're going to get a very interesting final set of hot laps. That's what my spidey senses are telling me, whatever that means. But Max Verstappen is on provisional pole. Find the stretch. Let's go, Jay. Oh, the humanity. Let's go, Jay. Let's go, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Let's go, Lando. Come on, switch it up, chaps. There's not much in it. Just over a tenth between Lando. Come on, Lando. Be the driver that we think you can be. Pull something out. Right, everybody going out on... Karun alluding to it. It's not a lot. 0.14, Karun says. Have they sent out George and Lewis in the pits? Verstappen, Norris having gone back out on fresh soft car. Everybody's on fresh. It's got to be fresh. 5 sets available. I thought mistakenly there were 4. Thanks, Jay, for that correction. Cameo from Latifi. Oh, the humanity. Lewis on pole. Unexpected Vladius. Vladius, don't do it, chap. Don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Thank you again, mate. Daniel Murray's for the gift, for gifting, for blessing so many of our chats with membership. Again, you guys will get newsletters and priority with the coloured font on your name. Hassan, look at that gangster rollout from Lewis, mate. Oh, I can't cope. I'll be honest with you. This is too much. My nerves are like, it's too much. I cannot. Right, let's have a go. This is it. This is where the wheels meet the road. And breathe, Cameron. 256 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour, smash the like. We have ourselves a proper qualifying session. Again, Max Verstappen has the whip hand for the avoidance of doubt on provision of pole with a 1:11.673. Oh, the humanity. Is Crip Walk Vladius lose on pole is my dark horse prediction. Vladius, you haven't been wrong too often of late. I would love to defer to you, but the rules of Cameron F1, never ever in your life as at 2024 back against one Maximilian Verstappen. Thou shalt not. Right, let's have a go. Let's have a gander. My gosh, I'm nervous. Piastri flopped. All right, so Piastri's flopped. All right, Maximilian Verstappen is on one. Oh my gosh, goes green in sector 1 again. Although Charles Leclerc nearly matches 28.672. Charles Leclerc going super quick here. Is he going to drop it on the front row potentially? All eyes on Charles Leclerc here. Oh, the humanity. I cannot go. The suspense is too much. Carlos Sainz matching him. Carlos Sainz goes front row. Wow, 1:11.736. All eyes on Charles Leclerc. Can he match his teammate? Oh, Charles Leclerc does it. Front row, 1:11.731. Look at this purple sector from Maximilian Verstappen, 28.541. Is he going to make the difference again? His previous quickest lap, 1:11.673. He's going to go better, isn't he? Look at this. Maximilian Verstappen, purple sector, but then followed by a yellow. Oh my gosh. 1:11.4. 1:11.4. Yeah, you're not kidding, Leonardo. He's different. He's different, isn't he? No, what are we doing here? Lando Norris, 28.4, goes quicker purple in sector 2. Oh, come on, Lando. Oh, he's gone yellow microsector. Come on, Lando. You need a purple, chap. Lando will probably go front row, but go on, Lando! Lando! Let's go, Lando. Let's go. Let's go. 1:11.383. Let's go, Lando. Although I don't know why I'm celebrating, because you know that's going to end up into turn 1. Backside Norris. Let's go, Kaori. Mate, I missed it. I thought that Verstappen had done it. I just presumed. Lando Norris, put some respect on his name. All of those who were talking about Oscar Piastri nailing Lando Norris, put some respect on Lando Norris's name. As far as his spit, yeah, racecraft, he's got some way to go, yeah. But in absolute terms, pace, put some respect on his name. Is he the dude to challenge, to take it to Maximilian Verstappen? Potentially. We'll see tomorrow, eh? This is his coming of age. Now he's got that maiden victory monkey off his back. Lando no wins is no longer a thing. Let's go, Lando. 1:11.383. The gift of that was in sector 2. Look at this. Look at this, chat. Sector 2, 28.4. God tier, chat. Absolute God tier. No one in that sector 2. I need to see the onboard of that sector 2 from Lando. Journo, let us go. Hamilton beating Russell by 2. That, mate, was it that close? Oh, 2000th, mate. Jay. Holy smoke. Oh, Perez towed. Oh my gosh, you hearing that? Bernie says that Checo gave Verstappen the tow as well. That is a god. The sector 2, the lap is good from Lando Norris, but that sector 2, none of those top 10 even got within a tenth and a half even. Lando Norris is sector 2, 28.4. The next quickest was Max Verstappen on a 28.51. Not even close. Is that the setup? The additional downforce? Potentially. Because Max Verstappen's gone a 3.28 in the speed trap. Lando's only doing 3.25. So potentially he's got more downforce baked in. How's that going to extrapolate in the race? The bloody tyre wear. Is Max going to struggle with tyre wear? Lower downforce settings? Where's the aerodynamic efficiency that's so characterised, typified that RB20 hitherto? Oh my gosh. What are we doing, chat? 99% talent. Go, Lewis. Yeah, I don't hate the Lewis, but I've just been distracted. Lewis finally. So what's that? 8-2 to Lewis in 10 races. Lewis will be looking to nail George Russell between now and the end of the season, right? He'll be looking to bridge that gap. 6 in a row, Lewis, any to level the qualifying head-to-head. Oh, the humanity, chat. We have ourselves a Lando Norris Paul. Let me see his face. Let me see him. Go on, Lando. You get in, chap. Yeah, you be cool and calm. Yeah, that's what he got. I can't hear them. I really want to hear them. That's what he... What did Lando say? I missed it. Business as usual. That's the face that I want to see from Lando Norris. No celebration. Job's not done. Shout out Kobe Bryant. Job's not done. Race tomorrow. 25 points at stake. All eyes on that turn 1. No more Mr. Nice Guy from Lando Norris. Max is absolutely God tier. And to beat that dude, you're going to need a serious effort. God tier as well. Like a behemoth of an effort. Best endeavours across the board. I want to see it from Lando Norris. First time tomorrow. There can't be any more give. You can't be passive as far as Maximilian Verstappen. I know he's your mate off the track. And I know he's brilliant. We all know he's brilliant. But what are we doing here? Genuinely. What are we doing here? Let me hear from Lando Norris real quick. 310 if you're watching. Do me a favour, smash the like. Michael the man. But do you remember? Job not done. Job done yet? Job not done. Let's go, Lando Norris. Cracks a cheeky smile. Pretty much a perfect lap, says Lando. Sector 2. It is that Sector 2. 28.4. Oh, no one was close. Lazy, this was fun. Tomorrow is going to be a hell of a race. Lazy. I hope you're right, Lazy. But again, I don't back against Max. Not in these circumstances. I wouldn't be surprised. Hopefully, Lando will have pace to compete, right? But I just don't know. Pace and teeth. Because he needs to get his elbows out into turn 1. If he can finish the first lap in first, then we'll have a conversation. But I can't remember the last time. This isn't the first time that Lando's out-qualified Maximilian Verstappen, right? I'm sure he did it in a sprint race a year ago. Brazil, maybe. And Max Verstappen just nails him each and every single time into first. Like, what did we do? Can you guys see this bloody outline of this? That's horrific. Yeah, he just nails him into turn 1 every single time. It's like Max just disrespects the rest of the field. He expects to pass them with no questions asked. And I come on, Lando. Come on, mate. This is Northbound, you're a legend. Thank you so much, mate. Get some kip. We'll see you tomorrow, chap. I'll hang around another 5-10 minutes and dissect for this because I think it needs post-morteming. Oh, the humanity. Come on, Lando. Difference. Let's go. How about them apples? Maybe Hamilton used some anti-aging cream. Mate, he was quick, right? I think it's become personal. I don't think Lewis is too happy with all this chat about him being slow, over the hill, 39, soon to be 40 years old. I think he put a lot into that, you know? We have so many viewers in the chat. I know, Bruce, Doug, you guys are legends, man. Proper legends. Like, Coyote, we need Lando to pull a gap whilst Matt fights. Oof. Can you imagine? Oh my God, I haven't even ingested. Look at that guy. Let's runners and riders for tomorrow. Top 10, this is how it looks. Lando, Verstappen, Hamilton. Russell, Noah's Ark of a grid, eh? 2x2. Mercedes. Oh my gosh. Mercedes, Ferrari. Then you've got the two Alpines split by Perez. What is Checo doing? And Piastri, uncharacteristically out of sorts, qualifies in 10th. He'll be fuming at that, particularly because his teammate dropped it on pole. He'll be thinking, in Oscar's mind, I think he'll be thinking that if Lando could drop it on pole, then I definitely can. Why are they asking Max Verstappen the same question? What do you prefer, the challenge from the competitors or what? Max Verstappen wants to obliterate the grid each and every single time, right? Oh, the humanity on his sink. Blimey. And breathe, Cameron. We have ourselves a session. This is going to be chaos for tomorrow. How I hope that Lando Norris can offer some resistance. Here he is, man of the hour, 7-time champ, man whose face belongs on the Mount Rushmore of Formula One Sir Lewis, Carl Davis and Hamilton. Looks chuffed, does it? Look at his face. You can't even hide his smile, Lewis. Compulsory. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Look at it. Look at Lewis's face, though. Lewis is chuffed. You can't even hide it. You know, you're so happy that the smile just emanates from your countenance. Look at him. Look how happy he is. He's chuffed. Props, Lewis. Oh, chat. Listen to how the crowd goes. Well, no, they love him now, don't they? It's a stark contrast from 2007 when he's competing with Lewis. What happened there, Jason? I have no idea. I'll come on another live in a minute and we'll dissect for quali because it's chaos. Verstappen don't look happy. No, he doesn't. Does he? Justastic. Trying to understand what's going on. I don't understand quite what happened. The only way we can explain this is true convergence. I think Maximilian Verstappen was thinking that he was going to obliterate the rest of the field. No. Lewis is close. And Lando Norris is a bit closer. Oh, the humanity, says Honest. I'm going to start using it on work calls. Oh, to see who gets through. It's a bit. T-shirts coming soon. Oh, the humanity. What, we just taking pictures, Lando and Max? Get Lewis on there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What are we talking about? Lando looks a bit steely, doesn't he? Oh, the humanity. That podium is techie. He low-key called out George C. tomorrow, Hassan. Max, oh my God. We have ourselves a race tomorrow. This is going to be chaotic. I would be keen to see whether this story of mean reversion as we get the bloody chaos. Yeah, you guys are be legends. Eddie, where were you, mate? I'm really bad at sabotaging Lewis. But if you rewind back, Eddie, as rational-minded as I tried to be, when I saw the time situation, I was like, they're sabotaging Lewis. What do we do? Like, jump to conclusions, Eddie Cameron. No, it's close. Lewis has managed to do it. 8-2, qualifying head-to-head. We have another pole. Lando Norris is becoming. I will see you guys 30 minutes before qualifying tomorrow. This one, chat, is going to be chaotic. I can barely contain my excitement and my enthusiasm. This is F1. You want to be a racing driver? This chat. What is F1 if not this? Uncertainty, stakes. Who's going to take the checkered flag? Will it be Lando? Will it be Max? Will it be one Sir Lewis, Carl Davids and Hamilton in his return to form? Will it be George Russell, King George, first of his name? What are we doing? I'll see you 30 minutes before lights out tomorrow, where we'll talk and we'll argue and it will be modes of discourse each and every single time. But I digress. Prosecution rests. No further questions, Your Honour.